VHS, DVD, now VR, all of them are likely to take off only because sex adopted them on day one.
Cloud Moves TV is here with Soum Rakshit. He's the CEO at Mysteryvibe and one of the masterminds behind their new adult sex toy, Crescendo. He joins us now on Cloud Moves TV. Soum, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So, let's kick things off. What makes Crescendo different from other sex toys? What can it do?
So we designed Crescendo to make it really user-centric. So everybody's different, everybody's body shape is different, everybody's desires are different. So imagine you can bend to a small millimeter different, or to a major difference, or any shape you want. And inside you have this 6 individual motors, all of them which run exactly as you want them, to give you the vibrations and the patterns like ripples going through our body in exactly the directions you want. So it's really personalizable, the most personalizable a toy can ever be.
So who is Crescendo aimed at? Just at women or with men?
So while it's designed to adapt to our body, from our user base we've seen more women use it, whether alone or in a couple. But it doesn't exclude men. Men also, often actually men buy it as gifts, but men might also use it. So it's quite versatile.
And Soum, tell us about the app that comes with Crescendo. Now you have something called the Vibe Store. Could you explain a little bit about that?
So Crescendo comes with 12 preset vibes anyway. So let's say you don't have an app. So you can still play with it, adapt it to your body, make the vibrations different with the buttons on it. But if you do get bored with the 12, you can simply download the app, and it's completely free on the App Store, both in Android and iOS. And it's countless vibes, and we release new ones every week. So you just go there and you see the patterns visually and with sound. And if you like them, you just download them, and that goes to replace one of your 12, and you try them. So the way we wanted it to be is it's very simple, very visual. It doesn't interfere, but just adds to the experience. And once you've downloaded, then you switch it off and put it away, so it doesn't take over the bedroom. So it's to really personalize without interfering.
Soum, how have you seen the landscape of sex tech develop over the past few years?
It has been very encouraging. So we started thinking about it quite a while back. Just walking through Soho and seeing sex toys and wanting to see it develop and change. Say we started thinking about it 8 years ago. Now, in the past 3 or 4 years, it's been really enriching seeing a lot of innovative entrepreneurs, both in Europe and America and Asia, doing really cool things with technology like IoT, like long distance control, and bringing that to sex. What we love the most is sex has often been the precursor in terms of adoption to a lot of technologies. So for example, VHS, DVD, now VR, all of them are likely to take off only because sex adopted them on day one. And we see that happening more and more with sex helping technologies, like for example induction charging. It's been quite a niche thing till now, but as more and more toys become induction charged, because it makes it waterproof, hole-proof, then now it's likely that even iPhones will become induction charging from the next version.
Soum, how do you feel about infusing artificial intelligence with sexual experiences?
So we see it more as machine learning, where if your machine, which is your vibrator, can understand your body, even just within your bedroom, it can give you a better experience. So imagine you walk into your room and it's very cold. It just makes your body less aroused. Yep. Biologically, blood needs to flow over your body to heat it up. So if the machine can understand your arousal and know that you get aroused at say 24 degrees, already we have temperature controllers in the room, but it's say half an hour from pressing a button and the room temperature going up. But that half an hour is the difference between having a fun night or going to sleep. So if your machine knows that 24 is your temperature, it can just set it. And that is the learning. and it can be more advanced lighting, two variables, light and intensity and color. If it knows that there's a certain hue of red with a certain intensity that arouses you, then it can set that even before you step into the room. Music, erotic videos, especially for couples to figure out what erotic appeals to both of them to add to that experience. So that's where we see machine learning really becoming relevant without being a technology, but just being an enabler.
Soum, it's fascinating stuff. What other products are Mysteryvibe hoping to develop down the line?
Yeah, so we developed Crescendo last year. We released it. It's in 51 countries now. Now we are working on our next product, which will be more aimed at men, but obviously again it could be used by women. So every product we develop, we have a specific purpose. The next one again is to make bedrooms fun by helping men get aroused when they are not yet aroused, but let's say they the gap between a couple, for example, where one person is aroused, another person isn't, and in today's day and age where we're so busy with work, we actually have to actively tell ourselves, stop thinking of work and, let's enjoy the time in the bedroom. So how can we use machines to help us without obstructing? So that's our next product, which we will release early next year.
And Soum, I have to ask, what's the worst pun someone has ever used with you in an interview?
It's quite an easy one. Every time we talk about, getting things ready for shipment, they say, "Can you please hand deliver it?"
Really? That's actually quite a good one. Soum, a pleasure to have you on. Just one very last question. What would you say to those people who haven't been able to attend Show Me the Product tonight and are thinking about coming in future? What would you say to those individuals?
I think it's really good to see more hardware events in London, especially with this kind of turnout, which is very rare for any other event. And I think the more we see people involved in hardware, especially in London and in the UK, the more hardware startups will grow and benefit from the ecosystem. And the biggest thing for me is having gone through 2 years of learning from trial and error, because when we started there wasn't as much hardware in the scene as it is now. I would love to share our mistakes, primarily our mistakes, so that other people can avoid them, because just any mistakes in hardware is very expensive. It takes months to fix, and often it can really set you back. So all the hardware companies are at different stages and they have made different types of mistakes, and just coming to these events help you connect with them and understand what can expedite just the development. Yeah.
Soum, thank you very much. That's Soum Rakshit. He's the CEO at Mysteryvibe. Speaking to us here, I'm Emma Boyle and this is Cloud Moves TV.